Hey guys, HarryWilmington here, and today I just kind of want to have a chat with you guys about marriage and specifically the three things I didn't expect to feel or understand as a result of getting married. So, I'm primarily a dating coach. I recently got married in June of 2025, and so, I've given you guys advice for years on how to date. And I was very good in that realm. I had an understanding of things from that perspective. And so I really didn't think that I would experience or understand any particular thing better as a result of getting married. The woman that I got married to, I've known for many years. We have a good routine down. We love each other immensely. And so my thing was like, as long as our day to day doesn't change, then marriage should be pretty good. And I have found for the most part, that's exactly what's happened, is that our day to day is pretty much the same as it was before we got married. But what I didn't expect was just internally myself experiencing certain things in marriage that made me feel things I didn't expect to feel or have a better understanding of why certain things were done and said by other people who were married before me. And so some of you guys are coming to my channel and have followed me for a long time and maybe still aren't married yet. Now that I've gotten to that side, I just want to kind of go over three things I didn't expect to feel as a result of getting married, right? So, the first thing I really didn't expect to feel was like this sudden urge to really want to like take care of this other person. Like the weight of responsibility that got laid upon me when I got married, I didn't know how much of that I would actually feel. But it's interesting to note that, we were dating, even when we were engaged. Again, love her immensely, cared for her, did all the things I was supposed to do as a guy. But something about getting married, suddenly I just felt as though like the things I needed to take care of, I really needed to take care of. And that goes from everything to like how I've treated her to like our lifestyle choice, Famously, I filmed most of my shows in apartments. Like I've been in California for 16 years and I have been living in nothing but apartments that entire time. And then at the point that we actually tied the knot and got married, we were talking about trying to get a bigger place because she had moved into my place and I had a one bedroom. Like she had her own apartment, but she needed to give that up for the landlord to move in one of her nieces or nephews for the summer. And so she ended up in my place and my place was not big enough for two things. So I was thinking about, okay, we need to look at trying to get a bigger apartment. And then all of a sudden I just felt like, nah, like apartment's cool. Like she's not ever going to complain. She's fine just happy living with me wherever. We could live in a car. As long as we're together, she'd be completely happy. But something about me being married made me feel as though I needed to really settle down, root someplace and get a place that was bigger, that felt more like a lifestyle than just a temporary situation, which apartments to me always feel like temporary situations. And so through an amazing turn of events, I was trying to do everything I could to either get a place outright or lease a place or do whatever I could do to get a house. And that is not it's not that I didn't have the need for a house. It wasn't a very prevalent thing that I felt I had to get. And then I got married and I was like, oh my God, like I just feel for her safety and for her being able to have a nice place to cook and to be able to sleep at night and to live when she comes home from work. Like I just really felt extra responsibility to make that happen. And I was able to make that happen. And my wife thanks me like every day. Like she was thanking me last night. I just love that I have a kitchen to cook in and I have a place to do my work at and we have a backyard. And it's just like she thanks me consistently about that. But it's like, again, that was nothing that she was going to necessarily push for. Like I felt all that internally to make that happen, which I did not foresee happening prior to me getting married. The second feeling I had no idea that I'd feel is how much more intimate having sex with my wife actually is. Like, when you're on the dating side of things, you really don't have a barometer for sex is going to feel different when you're married versus when you're single. I know there's a lot of jokes, by the way, about like, once you get married, you stop having sex. Ha, 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 ha. I have found that is not the case because when your wife is highly attracted to you and when you're doing the right things as a man to make sure that you're keeping her attraction going, then you could be doing it all the time. But I digress. The point is that I just figured, we've been hooking up all this time and so it's going to feel the exact same way once we get married. And then we got married and as we've been, it's only been 3 or 4 months now as you're watching this video, but I've just found that sex feels more meaningful. Like I'm looking at this person who chose to live a life with me, who wants to spend her time with me, who took on my last name, who has been there for me through various ups and downs, not even amongst us, just in my personal life with friends and my friend dying and stuff like that. Like just seeing the totality of this person and really appreciating them and how much they're willing to be there, it makes the intimacy feel much more impactful. And it's not to say that there was never an impact when I was, not married and hooking up with, girls that I was dating, but it really just as my personal experience is that I found it to feel a lot more intimate and a lot more of a connection is there when we do things, and the bonding gets even stronger. And I hope that continues to go on, because it could just be, it's the first year, that's just what it is, and it's all brand new and whatever. But I'm finding for this moment right now that just the intimacy, the intensity of that, I didn't expect to feel as much of that as I did. And then the third thing that I found interesting is that people used to always say this thing of like happy wife, happy life. And people in the sphere and men around the world are like, no, it should be a happy spouse, happy house, because men should also be happy. And I still find that part of it to be very, very true. But I did find myself having a better understanding of why it is that happy wife, happy life is said. It's not about being a simp or sucking up to your wife. It's just, I find that when I'm able to do things to make her happy, it makes her in turn want to do things to make me happy. And it brings a smile to her face. It brightens up her day. She'll be around the house just walking around whistling and singing songs and dancing her little heart out while she's cooking meals for me, while she's doing the laundry, while she's cleaning, the rooms upstairs. And by the way, my wife, she has a job that she actually goes into the city 3 times a week, and it's a relatively high corporate end job, right? And she will still come home and do all that stuff. So people that are wives that are like, I can't do it all, I can't do whatever. I don't ask her to do that. I mostly work from home. I can cook meals, I can clean stuff here, and I do my part, but she just happens to take that on. But the point is, part of the reason she's willing to do that is because I'm doing my darnest to make her happy. And to be fair to her, her just being with me typically makes her happy. But, I'll try to do things like, for example, I got us a whole house. I'll still take her out on date nights. I'll make sure that I told her when we got here that, hey, if she does all the cooking, if she wants to cook a lot because she likes cooking, but she doesn't like doing dishes, I will happily take on dishes. I'm constantly doing things here and there for her just to show her that I care for her, things that make sure that her mobility is a little bit easier with regards to stuff in the house. I'll drive us to places just because I like driving. There's a large list of things that I do for her, and it's not because I feel like I have to do them to keep her. I always had nice guy in me back in the day, and so I've learned to kind of even that out a bit, but she's also always had nice girl in her and has always been willing to do things for me. But I found that making her happy makes her want to do those things even more. It's things like she'll go to the store and just buy something that I mentioned I needed just because I mentioned it, but that's also because she's trying to make me as happy as I'm trying to make her. And so seeing her happy, it makes me feel good, and it makes me feel happier, and it makes my life feel that much more vibrant. And again, that's not a perspective that I had when we were just dating. And I was still being nice to her and cordial and gentlemanly when we were dating, and it felt good at the time. But really being married, and it's once you're married, you're seeing each other every day. You're trying to make sure that the tension feels good. So making her happy means I think before I say stuff. I have to internally get, okay, if I'm feeling cranky or moody in this moment, it's not anything she did. It's just a me thing. So still treat her with respect. It really, if you're a guy that's smart and are trying to keep your wife happy, then the happy wife, happy life thing will also make you think about how you respond to things, what you say to her before you say it. It'll make you think about what things can you do to make sure that it's beneficial, not just to yourself, but also to her. Because when you do that and you go forth with that, as the guy, you're the leader in the relationship. If you're leading from a stance of, I'm trying to make sure that we're cordial and that we make each other happy, and that if we get in a disagreement, I'm going to listen to you so that way you listen to me, then you'll find that your leadership and the way that you're conducting yourself is going to carry over to her. And so if you're treating her with respect, if you're trying to do the best to make sure that she has a smile on her face, then ideally you've met the person that's going to also do that in kind, but it's going to start with your leadership. And that's, again, not something that I had a perspective on prior to getting married. So that's it. Those are the 3 things that I really caught on to, was that the weight of responsibility felt a lot more intense, that the intimacy got even more intimate and the bonding really got better connected, and that the mantra of happy wife, happy life. While I still hate that phrase, I understand where it comes from and I get it because I want to make my wife as happy as I possibly can, and she's doing the same for me, So hopefully that gives you guys some perspective. And, I was always a champion for people getting married. I was never one of those guys that was like, just date your girl and don't marry because women are, out to get your money and blah, 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 blah. I actually believe you can find the right person for yourself that's going to allow you to have the kind of marriage that is going to make you both immensely happy. And when you do, I think you'll be surprised at what things come up for you. And for you guys that are already married watching this, let me know in the comments what things did you not expect to feel when you got married that you were like, oh, snap, I feel this sudden thing that I didn't know I was going to feel. Let me know down in the comments below. Love to start a conversation. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys need any help, you can go to HarryWilmington.com and sign up for my one-on-one coaching, as well as checking out the ebooks, audiobooks, and programs that we have available at the site to help elevate your love life. I'm Harry Wilmington, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.